part two of a bunch of senseless nonsense. We're living in a bizarro world. We really are. Guess who got the first question in the press poll the other day? Take one guess. Truly atrocious human being. Professional gaslighter, liar, everybody's not favorite milquetoast fence sitter, liar, massive liar, Tim Pool. Tim Pool in the press pool at the White House. Like, we are officially living in the upside down. I don't know if, like, for those of you who've, like, watched Stranger Things, you know what I'm referencing there. What the hell, man? Like, he just starts off with just ripping into the fact that, like, people are calling Kilmar Abrego Garcia Maryland father. Because he is. People talking about the man as though he's a human being. Because he is. People being very, very frustrated with the fact that, like, the guy got kidnapped and it was against judge's orders. Like, they could not, by judge's orders, send him to El Salvador, much less to CICOT, which is a concentration camp, which might be a death camp without due process. And the right-wing lie machine is in full swing. They are lying non-stop about Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Like, I don't know if it was an official from the White House, but, like, they doctored an image of the man's knuckles and put an MS-13 tattoo. They keep making claims that he was an MS-13, even though it's totally bogus. Like, they have it flipped. He was being targeted. His family was being targeted by MS-13. It's one of the reasons why he sought asylum here. I think it was because he was trying to basically save his family. Like, he was doing it the legal way, which is expensive. It's very bureaucratic. It takes a really long time. Like, I really wish people that say, oh, you need to jump in line, or you need to get in line and do it the legal way. Like, you really need to either shut the hell up or go look at what that process is, or go talk to, like, a handful of people that had to go through that process. And it's changed. The Republican Party has made immigrating here very freaking difficult. And it is racist. It is very racist. Like, I'm not sure some people realize, but we have a number of different countries where we don't take anybody. And then there are other countries where we take hardly anybody. And guess which countries, what kind of people we accept the most people from? Go figure. Like, if that ain't racist, like, I don't know what to tell you. You know, and they'll say it's about culture. And like, no, that's nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Like, we've had a whole ton of people come in from, like, Nigeria that are, like, doctors and nurses and, like, I forget what else, but, like, they're extremely productive and they have fit in very, very well here. People from all over the world. We should pride ourselves on being a melting pot, but, you know, racists can't, you know, they can't deal. They can't get past, ooh, skin not white. But anyway, Tim Pool and the press pool, peak absurdity, like, beyond parody. Like, you can't even do, like, how do you even do satire without just imitating what actually happened? So yeah, it's tough to be a satire writer these days with you know, Trump being in the White House again, which, you know, all the data suggests that he shouldn't be. And also, you know, it's past his jail time for a bunch of the like, for the crimes that we were able to get him on. He should be serving a sentence and paying a bunch of money, but he's still trying to, like, not pay that shit. What was the other thing? There was another thing that was driving me crazy. Was it the trade wars? Like, we're about to be smacked by greedflation again. China is calling our bluff and saying, we've been around for 5,000 years. Most of that time, you guys weren't here. We'll probably be fine. We'll figure it out. Our trade relationships are completely, irreparably damaged at this point. Like, other countries that are being, like, smacked with the tariffs that Trump stupidly put on because he doesn't know what, he doesn't understand, like, the fact that like trade deficits like are not necessarily like, it's okay for us to be buying more from other countries sometimes because, like, surprise, surprise, like we have more money and we don't make as much stuff here. Like, so that's going to happen. And also, if I think when they looked at the trade deficits, like if you added in like the service economy, the services that we offer, like high tech and all that kind of stuff, you know, I think it kind of more balances out. But you know, Republicans can never be bothered to actually look at the facts. Trump is hell bent on like seeing everything as like unfair to Americans. If anything is unfair to Americans, it's the fact that like we're getting completely ripped off and robbed by the robber baron class that keeps like, they have to have tax cuts that are completely unsustainable. You know, they talk out of both sides of their mouth. They're like, oh, the debt, and then we're going to cut like trillions of revenue and cut programs. So, and then shift the tax burden onto us and add more debt that we're going to be stuck with for frickin' forever. I think we're going to be facing like something like $37 trillion of more debt within 10 years or something like that, like something absurd. And, you know, never mind the fact that like the very wealthy have transferred something like 86 to 90 trillion dollars like out of the economy. You know, just glance over that, like international laws about tax cheating. You know, of course, like we can never address that stuff. We can never address taxes on the wealthy people that constantly cheat on their taxes, and they get power so they can juice the laws. And also, like this latest round, like corruption is just, we're in like, this White House should be signified, like the mascot would be some version of Corruption Disneyland. I think that's what it would be. It'd be Corruption Disneyland. I don't know what it would look like. Probably, you could probably take some imagery from like all these like Bitcoin bros and like all the crypto shit and like that like crypto land or Bitcoin land or whatever the hell that thing was a little while back. All those other bullshit scams. You know, don't forget, like, dude kicked off his like a day or two before he became president again. He pulled a crypto scam on, you know, all the dumb followers that buy his shit that lost their shirt. You know, they never get mad at him about that for some reason. I don't know. And then like they completely bonked the market to manipulate the market. A bunch of like handful of insiders, that's my guess anyway, that's the way it looks, and Trump and all of his people probably got super rich, more rich, off our backs while they completely destroy our economy. And there's nobody that's not getting affected. Like people that had federal jobs, you're fucked, you're getting fired. Sometimes we're paying for people to not work, so that's super efficient. I know, right? And then farmers are getting totally screwed over. Like the ones that had deals through like trade and stuff related to like USAID, because that all that shit's getting cut, they're getting completely fucked over, and they're gonna have to figure out like where the hell do they send their stuff. American business owners have no idea what the hell they're supposed to do right now, because you know, who knows what's going to happen. Like, you know, he changes his mind with a tweet. That's not good. There's like a 200% tariff, or I forget where we're at with the retaliation, like, you know, all that bullshit with Trump doing a massive tariff on China, and then China hits us back, because like, why wouldn't they do something back to us when we started this stupid bullshit trade war, which nobody fucking wins in. The cost of everything's about to go through the roof. Corporations like literally like have consultants that, you know, figure out how to do pricing models. So even for stuff that's not going to get hit by tariffs or not as much, the prices are going to go up. And guess what? The funny thing about prices, once they go up, they never come down. Also, the value of the dollar is like tanking because people have lost faith